So hi, I haven't done a video in a while. I wanted to do one on Lyme disease. Obviously with ticks getting more and more and more, and more people are contracting Lyme disease and having issues with it, and people don't understand it or how to get help from it. For the most part, the regular doctors are not going to be able to help you with it because they're not treating it properly. I have been sick on and off, I think, since 2001-ish, 2002. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Went to the doctor over and over again. All these different symptoms, joints hurting. I was just randomly throwing up. I was getting dizzy, like I thought I had vertigo. Headaches, extreme exhaustion. I went and saw one of the alternative doctors here, Jack Kunkel. He was actually really great at helping. He discovered that I had some mold issues, which Lyme and mold seem to run together for some reason. I don't know, you can do research on it. But he had put me on some supplements and some things that had helped for a little bit. And then it tapered right off again. And then I got to the point where I couldn't even walk up my stairs in my house. My body was just swelling up. I was filled with inflammation, and come to find out, I was at school one day, and one of the girls at school asked what was wrong with my face, and I ran to the mirror and looked, and the whole side of my face was sagging or whatever. It's the Bell's palsy that goes along with Lyme. So I drove to Wynn Hospital, and I was diagnosed on April 14th with Lyme disease, and my Lyme was off the charts, which a lot of people aren't that lucky to have a test result like that. With Lyme, because whatever the testing, the CDC bullshit, all of that stuff, it just isn't as sensitive as it needs to be or whatever. Anyway, whatever the reason is, there's tons of false negatives. So you will be told you don't have it when you do. I know of at least 3 people myself that were told they don't have it when they do have it, and they found out later that they do. The longer Lyme goes without being detected, the more destruction it does within your body. It attacks your nervous system, it attacks your heart, your joints, your skin, it's everything. And it affects everybody differently. There's different kinds of Lyme. They don't tell you about that. I have American Lyme and European Lyme. Then also with Lyme disease, you get what are called co-infections. So I believe there's something about 20 different co-infections, something like that, give or take. In this area, I believe there's like 5 to 8 that are prevalent. There's Bambisia, there's Bartonella, relapsing fever, I can't think of the other ones. Now we're getting the Lone Star tick, which has the meat problem. It's hold on. Okay, so sorry about that. It's called alpha Gale syndrome, and basically you get an allergy to red meat where you can't eat red meat anymore. So I mean, they're really hammering us with all this bullshit. There are natural ways to cure stuff, and get certain stuff out of your system. It gets pretty tricky and it gets pretty intense. The doctor that I go to Strom Institute out in Delmar, which is Albany. It is expensive-ish. It is all out of pocket, because if you get a doctor that is going to treat you properly and not have to go through all the guidelines of big pharma and all those things, you can't use insurance, because insurance controls what you can be treated and how you can be treated. So that is what becomes the problem. I have been on 3 different antibiotics that we layered over a month period. I've been on them for 4.5 months now. I finally just got off of them. I'm completely better. My joints are fine. As far as I know so far, I feel 100% better. But I was literally sick for 3 years. And I was also on 5 probiotics to help with the antibiotics, and then I was taking like 32 to 37 pills a day, but it worked. So for people that are having issues with it, there are doctors, but the regular doctors are not going to help you. Their hands are tied. Whatever. I'm not going to get into all that. But if you really are suffering with Lyme and you're having these medical issues and you're not getting any help from, or your regular doctors, you got to go to the alternative medicine doctors. They have the medical field behind them, and then they have the natural stuff behind them. So when you compare everything, you seem to get better results. But if anybody has any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me, and I can give you more information, exactly the stuff I did. But I also, one of my big things is I tick check. So every single morning I check my body for ticks, and every single night before I go to bed, because the amount of time that they are on you does matter. If you just got bit and they haven't had time to regurgitate or whatever it is that they do, you have a better chance of not contracting anything from them. The other thing I was talking about, the co-infections. The co-infections can also be worse than the Lyme. Like relapsing fever is one that I have. It's just horrible. You cannot control your heat in your body. You constantly feel like you have fever. Your body just hurts and aches. I mean, it's all of it. But then I have Bartonella, which is also really, really bad. It's just been a horrific experience. And if I can help anybody from having to go through this for the last year, then, I'm more than open to try. So yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Have a good day.